My name is Sandra, and I want to be your life coach. Hello, how are you? I hope that you're having a blessed day. I just wanted to come really quickly and give 4 of my top tips for new mothers, especially when they are transitioning from maternity leave back into the workplace. So as we know, the United States is one of the richest countries in the world, right? And they don't give you maternity leave. You have to take your own leave, which is usually 6 to 8 weeks, and your employer just has an understanding that you'll be out for that amount of time. To me, those are textbook births that you didn't have any complications, you didn't have any tears, you just feel like you can jump right back into the workplace. And that is often not the case for many mothers in the United States. But again, we are giving the understanding that 6 to 8 weeks is all we'll need, and then we can come back to work. My first tip is to start the process of looking for a daycare as early as you can during your pregnancy. There should be resources in your state and in your county, in your city, where you can go online and find a list of providers that have been vetted through your area, through various standards. But when you give them a call, have a list of things that you would really like to see that they do or understand about them that would help you feel comfortable with having your baby there with them many hours of the day while you are at work. My tip number 2 is not only is it important for you to visit while you're pregnant, of course, to get on wait lists and things of that nature, which is why I suggest to do it as soon as possible during pregnancy. You want to go there to visit while you're on maternity leave with your baby. It will give your baby a chance to see the other children that are there. It'll give you a chance to see how your baby reacts in the environment and how they respond to the provider. This was tremendously helpful to me and my son while we were on maternity leave, because while daddy was at work, we could go to the daycare just for a very short amount of time, and we just played and we observed, and I got to see how my son would react to the provider. And that was ultimately what helped me feel so comfortable on my first day dropping him off. My third tip is to be clear about what your schedule has been with your baby at home for the provider starting from day 1. Tell your provider when does your child take their bottles, and definitely continue this process throughout the time that your child is in daycare. Let them know what you're doing at home, what kind of foods you're feeding them. If you're at a place that provides food, I think that this is incredibly important. We had a daycare where we provided him food to take to lunches, snacks, all that stuff, because she was an in-home provider. And it wasn't until he got older did he go to a place that provided him with snacks. So I think that especially when you're dealing with a newborn, it is so important to let your provider know from day 1 what the schedule is that you've had with your baby while at home. This way they can do their very best to do the same thing now that the baby will be in their care. My final tip, and I advocate for this so much, is that if you feel that you still need time and you're not quite ready to go back to work, whenever that is, how many ever weeks you decided to take off or were able to take off with the leave that you have or leave without pay, please talk to your provider about maybe having a reduced schedule. This could definitely help ease the transition for you and your baby. Maybe you could just work 4 days a week, every other week, or maybe you just work 4 days a week every week, or just part-time hours during the week if you were a full-time employee. You are protected under the Family Medical Leave Act, and that was implemented in the United States to help families during times of birth, adoption, or just family crises in general. So please know that you have rights in the United States to where your employer should accommodate you. This can be very, very helpful in your transition, although at the same time tough, because the United States does not provide us with funding while we're on maternity leave. We have to just basically use what we have. For some women, that's okay because maybe they've built up PTO, but some jobs don't have that much PTO available. So, I definitely advocate, and I'm not going to get all on my soapbox, but I do advocate that the United States needs to adopt a maternity leave policy, such as here in Germany. I live in Germany now, but I'm still a US citizen. And here in Germany, they get 1 year off from the time that their child is born. And that is incredible. And they are also a very rich country. I feel that we should be able to do the same thing. Just have to have the right people and to advocate for that. I am an advocate for that, and I'm sure that many of you will feel the same way. So thank you so much for watching my video today. Peace and blessings to you. If you have additional tips, please put them in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. And I will have my website information as well as my Instagram information in the section below. Thank you. Peace and blessings.